and then I drink this, and I do this. I said, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot. How do you down all those bowls of vitamins? I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. People existed and survived off of less. Why does it have to be so much? I don't understand. I always say to people, the Glamour magazine in London asked me they wanted to write an article about my views on health and wellness. And they wanted to know what I thought of health and wellness. And I said, really? You want to understand what I really think about it? They said, yes. I said, health and wellness is realness. That's what it's about. If you are going around trying to meet up with all the fads and all the trends of every single thing that everybody's doing, it may not be right for you. Health and wellness is realness. Some people like yoga. Other people like Pilates. Some people like swim. Some people play cricket. Other people just dance around the house and have fun. Some people listen to house music. Other people listen to salsa music. Other people listen to country music. It doesn't matter. Health is realness. Health and wellness is realness. That's what it's about. And when we understand that, we develop ourselves, our own routines that support that. Just like you can't tell someone what spirituality is to them, because spirituality, a woman can walk backwards around a tree drinking a cup of tea and she's having a spiritual moment. That's her thing. So she creates a whole society of people who walk backwards around a tree. So what? Great. If it's bringing you to a place of love and kindness and compassion, understanding and support and seeing the love and the energy and the beauty that's all around us, fantastic. But if you're taking ayahuasca and calling me up and telling me you're having this amazing love experience, and the next time I get in the car and someone decides to cut you off and you're calling them MFs and this and that and all this kind of stuff, I don't know if the ayahuasca did it for you. Maybe it's not the ayahuasca you need. Maybe it's something else. Because if those things are not making you a more loving, more caring, more real, more connected person, then what are we talking about here? People like cliches and sense of belonging something. They definitely do. They do. And bless them, because that's where they're at. And that's what we can say for that. That's what we have to say. Oh, yeah. Love you so much, Verna. The world would be so much beautiful if everyone respected everyone's mind and your own business. Well, it's true. And I tell people all the time, a lot of times people will come to me in session and they'll tell me, oh, I'm having such a difficult life and da-da-da. I said, because you're nosy. You so nosy. You a nosy. They go, what? I said, yes. Go back and sit on your own throne and orchestrate the universe from your throne. Why are you in other people's yard? And then every time you come back to your throne and back to your kingdom, your whole kingdom is falling apart. You got weeds growing, vines going up the side of your house. You got all kinds of critters running around because you were in someone else's yard. That's the problem. They're nosy. Nosy. Just nosing around other people's stuff. Be up in other people's business. Just let them be. Let people be. Just like last night, I saw my sister-in-law and her man was drinking and he was having a good time and whatnot. And he decided to open up his shirt and show his chest and dance. And then she's comes up to him and she's like, close that shirt. I said, leave him be. Let him do what he wants to do. It's New Year's. Let him be. Get off him. Go do your own thing. And she's like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm like, let him be. Too much. That's why people go through so much suffering, because they're all so nosy up in people's business, and then they take in all that energy and then they come back to their kingdom and their whole kingdom is messed up because they got weeds growing. Weeds. Yes. How do you keep your power with passive-aggressive people? First of all, I don't play with passive-aggressive people. Nobody can be passive-aggressive with me. I don't play that, okay? So let me explain to you something. I had a client, husband and wife, very sweet couple, love them. And their son was sick. And they asked me to, to take care of their kid. Now, mind you, a couple weeks before, they had went to Italy and got me a Ferragamo bag, because I love my bags. And they got me a Ferragamo bag. And I was very appreciative of it. And I said, thank you, and I love you. And that was very kind of you to even think about me while you were on your trip and get me a Ferragamo bag. So 2 weeks passed, their son got sick. They called me up in the morning. They said, Shaman Durek, I was wondering if you can come over and make your salves that you make, those beautiful salves, and do some healing on my son so he can get better. I said, well, today's the day that I actually do a lot of my charity stuff with the homeless and so forth. And I will have to take care of that. And then I can come later. And then they had the nerve to say, the wife goes, oh, okay, well, hold on. I want to put my husband on the phone. So the husband gets on the phone and he says to me, Shaman Durek, oh my God, we love you. Our family loves you so much. So, we really, really need your help right now. We really want to see you. Is it possible that you can come by? And my wife said that you had some other things to do. I said, yes. And they're like, we love you so much. That's why we got you that Ferragamo bag. And that's why, we're always doing beautiful things for you. Not this shaman sucker. So what I said was, oh yeah, I absolutely love that bag. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. Oh, wait a second. You weren't saying that because, no. And he's like, what? I'm like, no, it's okay, never mind. I was thinking something, but you know what? I know that would never be you. He goes, what was it? I said, oh, for a second there, I thought you might be throwing that in my face because you think that because you got me a bag that I should come over and be there for your son when you want me to. But I know you would never do that. So I got it out of my mind. And he's like, no, not at all. We would never say anything. I would never say that to you, Shaman Durek. We love you in our family. So, it's okay. We'll see you later when you come by. And we're really appreciative that you'll take the time out of your life to come by and see us. I'm like, okay, great. So I go by later and I do stuff with the son and I sit down with the father and he goes, I need to admit something to you. And I said, what is that, my love? And he goes, I felt horrible today. And I said, why did you feel horrible? He goes, because you said that you might thought that I was using that as a way to get you to come over here. And then you said that I would never do that. And then I felt bad because that is exactly what I was doing. I was like, I know what you were doing. He goes, then why didn't you say anything? I said, because sometimes it's not about us pulling the rug from other people. Sometimes it's about us educating you to figure it out on your own. And you did. He goes, well, that's so interesting. He goes, because, my brother and his wife, they fell on hard times and I gave them a lot of money to be able to take care of their mortgage and do all these things. And I realized that every time I want my brother to jump, I expect him to jump because I gave him that money for him and his family to survive. And every time I want something, I demand it of him. And I said, yes. And you have basically enslaved your brother for the act of kindness. And that is not the key to loving someone. And what did you learn from this experience? And he said, I have to call my brother and apologize and take responsibility for what I've been doing. I gave him the money. I should have just let him have the money and not expect anything of him. I said, exactly. Just like when you and your wife got me the Ferragamo bag. I'm not the shaman on call. I'm not the shaman in your pocket. I'm not the ring-a-ding-ding shaman who is going to jump because you got me a Ferragamo bag. You see, I'm not here to play the game of you owe me, because I'm not into passive aggressive people. I call them out immediately. I'm not into it. So your answer to the whole passive aggressive energy that we were just talking about is I don't play passive aggressive games. I tell people right away when they become friends with me. I told one of my buddies when I became friends with him recently a year ago, I said, I'm going to be very straight with you. I'm a sharpshooter. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about you. I'm not going to talk behind your back. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to play games with you. If there's something you do, I'm going to call it out in that moment. If I'm at your house and you're disrespecting your wife, I'm going to call it out in that moment. If you can't handle that, don't have me as your friend. Period. End of story. Don't have me as your friend, because I'm not here to play the people-pleasing game. I'm not here to jump through your hoops. I'm not here to dance around and to move around and to, do this song and dance for you. I'm nobody's monkey. Okay, I'm not doing no song and dance for you. I'm not dancing on the stage going no, not doing it. People will come and have a session with me. I tell people, I said, one guy came in and saw me. And I told him, he was a reporter reporting for this magazine, and he came in and saw me, and I told him, oh, your grandfather's in the room right now. And he was telling me to tell you how much he misses your grandmother and how they used to dance, swing dance together, and how they met when there was a war, and your grandfather was working on airplanes, and your grandmother was a nurse, and she used to come out with big glasses and bring a big tray of lemonade. And the guy looked at me, thought I was crazy, went to write the article about me, wrote the most horrible article about me. Thank God the editor of the magazine was a mutual friend, saw it and called me up and was like, I know who Shaman Durek is. I'm not printing this. This is horrifying what you wrote about him. Meanwhile, 2 weeks later, goes to meet with his grandmother, visiting his grandmother, tells his grandmother, you know, she asked how he was doing. I interviewed this guy, Shaman Durek and whatever, and I can't believe what a phony and a fake he was. He had the nerve to say that grandpa this and grandpa that, and you had red hair and you had a big thing of lemonade and big glasses, and that you were a nurse and he was this and that and the other. And the grandmother looked at him, went into the room, grabbed a box, pulled it out and showed her all the pictures that clarified what I said. He came to my door sobbing and said he was sorry what he did. Because when you choose a path of service, all you can do is just be of service. Sometimes Spirit will say something to me. I have no clue what Spirit is saying to me, but I just say it. Because I'm not here to dance around people's emotions. People go to people and people will go to healers and whatever, and the healer wants them to walk away with a smile on their face. And you're not always going to walk away with a smile on my face. On your face with me, because the reason why is because you may not like what I have to say, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because what it's about you seeing yourself. You don't come to see me, you come to see yourself. When people go to see someone, they think they're going to see them. They don't understand that they're going to see themselves. The person you're seeing is holding space so you can see yourself. That's it. That's it. That's it. People come to me, I say, get ready. If you want to come and see me, get ready to hear, because I'm not going to sit here and play people pleasing. I don't care about people's passive aggressive things. I don't have passive aggressive friends. I don't allow them into my circle, because I'm very particular about the people I hang out with. And the people I hang out with have to be liberated people. I should be able to cuddle you, massage your feet whenever. And like, can I massage your feet? Yeah, sure, Shaman Durek, massage your feet. Or we can hug and have dinner and laugh and talk about everything under the sun and then some, with no judgment, no looking at each other sideways and thinking, oh, you must be crazy to say something like that. No, my friends are liberated friends. We have fun. My friend can take off his clothes and run naked around the house. I don't care. Go run around my house naked. I don't care. I love you. We're children. Let's have fun, you know? But the thing is, when you have friends around you who are sitting there second guessing your things you say, or you feel like you have to edit yourself, or you have to, when you're in a relationship, you feel like you have to be tiptoeing around what you might say to your partner because you don't want them to get mad, that's not your partner. That's not your friends. That's not your friends. That's not your partner. I'm sorry to tell you. It's just not. Because your real partner would never have you tiptoe around them. I can talk to my girlfriend about everything and anything. I can bring up any topic, any conversation on any level at the depths of the depths of the depths of the depths of the depths, and not one judgment comes out of her mouth. We talk about it. We laugh about it. We pontificate about it. We go into deep conversations about it. If something I don't understand, then I will learn from her. Something she doesn't understand, she will learn from me. If she doesn't want to learn from me, she will say, I'm not wanting to learn about that right now, but I'm open to it at another time. We go into these spaces with each other. We hold space for each other. Okay? We do not go in to the spaces of judgment and trying to find something wrong. So when friends come around me, my friend can tell me anything. They'll always be loved. That's what it's about. When my girlfriend talks to me, I can talk to her about anything. I can sit and be like, oh, isn't that guy hot? She'll be like, oh my God, he's so hot. Like, we're being real. He's hot. Let's be real about it. Why do I got to pretend? Why do I got to be like, isn't that girl beautiful? She'll be like, yeah, the girl's so beautiful. Not like, oh my God, babe, you're saying that girl and that guy's hot? Well, you're my boyfriend. Why would you say that? No, we're real. We know that human beings flirt by nature. It's a natural occurrence of human being. Animals do it in nature. We do it as human beings. Let's be real though. Let's be real about it. You know, it's like, we're not gonna be tripping off each other. Like, why are we gonna be tripping? I'm gonna be walking around going like, let me pretend to be someone else to make you feel comfortable. Please, I am not eating compromised pie, because if anybody knows what compromised pie tastes like, it tastes like shit. Compromised pie tastes like a bunch of boo-boo. If you have to compromise on any level, like I have friends who love being around. They say every time I'm around, they feel so much energy because they are free around me. But then I go hang out with other people in other environments and I watch them and they're like controlling their environment. The wife is scared to talk about something because she doesn't want her husband to get mad. I'm like, are you sure that's your husband? She goes, yeah, I love him. I said, you can love a dog, darling. You can love a bird. You can love a fish in a tank. But is that your husband? Is that really your husband? She goes, why do you say that? I said, because if that was your husband, he would accept all of you, not just 10% of you. She goes, well, what does that mean? I said, it's like walking in the door and cutting off your fingers. Maybe you want to cut off an arm or a leg because the other parts he can accept, but the other ones he cannot. So you're living crippled in your relationship. You're crippled in your relationship because you cannot let all yourself be seen. The day I met my girlfriend, I said, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. Before I met her, I would go on dates with people and I tell them right on the first date, this is who I am. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm about. And I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't fart. I fart. So if you have a problem with that, you gotta go. I'm a kid sometimes. You might wake up and you might see me playing video games. You might see me busting out with my action figures. I have a sticker book. I collect vintage glasses. I'm a very sensual, sexual person. I'm attracted to life. You might see me 1 second standing here talking to you. Next second, I might be running, taking off all my clothes and running through the bushes and screaming some weird word that comes over me. That's who I am. And if it embarrasses you, I'm not the guy. One day you might see me dressed up in a suit. Next day you might see me wearing jeans and rock and roll t-shirts and cowboy boots. Like, I am who I am. And I have a female inside of me. I have a male inside of me. I've got a jaguar inside of me. I got an ET inside of me. I got all kinds of things inside of me. I'm a multidimensional being. You might wake up one morning and hear me talking to the Palladians. You don't know. But whatever it is, that's who I am. I might wake up and start, drumming. We might be, before making love, I might be calling on drumming and bringing bells and burning incense and doing all kinds of crazy things. And if you think it's crazy and you think it's wrong, I'm not your man. I'm not for you. And vice versa. And that's how you know. And that's how you get into a space of truth when it comes to your relationships. Any part of your being that you have to hide, any part of your being you have to dial down, any part of your being that you have to kind of wiggle around, that's not your partner. If you're at your job and you're looking at the clock and wondering when you're going to go home, that's not your job. It's not that difficult to see what is. If you're sitting at your work and you're looking at your clock going, oh, I can't wait to get home, that's not your job. That's not your job. Your princess wears the belt that holds your pants up. Reality, darling? No, my princess does not wear the belt that holds my pants up. My princess, we hold each other up together. We're strong with each other. We're powerhouses onto ourselves, if you want to really understand. She has her own power. I have my own power. She has her family. I have my family. I have my own money. She has her own money. She has her kids. I have my life, my niece and my nephew. Together, we come together and we create a feast. She has one end of the table. I have the other end of the table. She would never be with me if I was that kind of guy. When she's with me, I take care of everything financially. She could if she wanted to because she has her own money, but I don't need her money. I have my own money. I have my own life, my own success that I built before meeting her. No one holds up my pants. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. She was here right now. She in this room right now. She'd be laughing. Nobody holds up my pants. No one holds up my pants. I'm my own person. I've always been that person. The difference is in my other relationships that I've been in, I was always the one taking care of everything. Now I realize that that doesn't work for me because then they become codependent. And I don't want codependency. I don't want people constantly be codependent on me. I want people who are connected with me on a soul level, who I can talk to about anything and everything, that we're both powerhouses together. When we come together, we think about the world and how we're gonna change the world. No, you didn't hit a nerve, baby. I'm just giving you the truth and the facts. I like facts. I want to give you, spit some facts at you. So if you say something, just because I respond to it doesn't mean you triggered me. I always think that's funny when people think, they go, oh, I must have hit a nerve. I triggered you. No. I'm giving you facts so you can have the right information because the information you have is incorrect. Facts on facts, exactly. Your rich Uncle Jupiter loves you. I love you, Oyi. You know, facts on facts. If someone says something, it's facts. That's why when someone says something in the press, I don't respond because it's not facts. When someone says something to me that's facts, I'm going to respond. It's not facts. I'm going to give you the facts so you understand how things go in my home. That's how I roll. So anyway, when we're talking about it, because regardless if it's the princess or whoever it may be, I didn't fall in love with her because she's the princess of Norway. I fell in love with her because if you really want to know the story, we were set up on a blind date. And when I found out she was a princess, I was ready to cancel the date. And it was my friend, Dave Asprey, and his business person who runs his company who talked me into, amongst other friends, like just at least have lunch with her. So I set up a 1.5 hour lunch with her because I wasn't like wanting to date a princess because I had this preconceived idea that they were going to be not to the level of being able to handle me. And then when I met her, it all became clear. And the reason why we didn't jump into a relationship right away was because I wanted to honor her, to court her, to show her friendship. I wanted to build a friendship with her, and I wanted to build a friendship with her children before being her boyfriend, because I come from old school. I'm an old school type of guy. I believe in courtship. I believe in courting her. You know, so when I met the king and when I met the queen and when I met the royal family, I didn't want to come into the royal family like, oh, it's the royal family, blah, blah. I wanted to stay true to who I am and be true to who I am with her, not because she's princess but because she's my girlfriend, because she's the love that I fell in love with, the woman who's amazing with her children, the woman who's so educated and smart and creative, the woman who's adventurous, who can jump on a horse and jump over hurdles and win Guinness World Records gold medals and then sit down and dig dirt in the earth with me and help homeless people on the street with me, and then go and put a ballroom gown on and we go to a ball or to some red carpet event. That's the kind of person I was looking for. And everyone I dated before didn't know how to hold those two spaces. They could be in one space or the other space, but they couldn't be in both. And they didn't know how to handle all the dimensions of who I am. All the personalities of me, my multidimensional being, you know? So for me, it wasn't just dating the princess, if you want to know. It was about me falling in love with this beautiful woman who once was a little girl, who I once was a little boy. And I wanted to make sure that my boy and the teenager and the man fell in love with this woman for who she is. When I saw what an amazing mother she was, when I saw the way she is and how kind she is and what a pure heart she is. And I would send her flowers and boxes with dresses in them. And I would fly her in and meet me in London and take her on beautiful trips and boats and do all these things and court her and bring her jewelry and sing songs to her in the street. And all of these things because I fell in love with her. Now, the part of her being a part of the royal family and me marrying into the royal family eventually is just that. Sometimes people have these strange ideas. Strange ideas. We love each other unconditionally. We've been transparent with each other from the day that we became friends. We were friends for 6 months before we started dating. A shadow person with a top hat, it could be a legua, which is meaning that the roads are opening for you. But maybe you saw it as a shadow because you weren't ready to see the face. Could be. I love you. You're my soul family. I'm connected to your soul. Oh, I love you too, Cynthia. I love you too. Oh, I missed that one. Who was it? Important both you feel the same and know what wish. Yeah. The greatest thing that I've learned from all of my old relationships, because I was in a lot of abusive relationships, not with the girl that I was with before I met Marta, but I was in a relationship with a male at one point, and it was very, very abusive because I wanted so much to make someone happy. I wasn't willing to look at my own happiness. And I learned a lot from that relationship. I learned not to sacrifice who I am and to be fully transparent and to always come from a place of love, no matter what the circumstance. And in that relationship, it was challenging for me because the person had a lot of anger issues and they were constantly acting out those anger issues. And I would just sit in shock of like what I was experiencing. And so for me, when I got into the relationship with the girl after that, who I was with, and then from there got into a relationship with Marta. When I came into, it was like the universe was setting me up through all these relationships to prepare me for her. So I could get all of this stuff and see everything, to be able to handle my own triggers in the relationship, to be honest all the time, to be fully transparent, to never hide anything, to cry when a man needs to cry, to really show my vulnerable side to this woman. And she did the same, and she said the same to me. And so when we came together, it was great because we came as friends as first. We were friends and having fun together and laughing and doing all these fun things and sharing who we are with each other. Like, there's nothing greater than me turning on my PlayStation and having my girlfriend, who everyone knows is the princess in the royal family, sit next to me and play Mario Kart and have fun. And like love Star Wars and battle around the house with the Star Wars lifesavers and be kids together. Like, that to me is everything what I look for in a relationship. Oh, I love you, Liz from Norway. God nyttår. Happy New Year's. God nyttår. I'm pregnant. How come I see shadow bugs? Shadow bugs are parasitic energies that are getting in. So you need to ask yourself, are you complaining? Are you thinking about things that you feel are worry, complaining, are taking on too much people's negative energies, creates shadow bugs. I love you and so happy that I see you here. I love you too. Let me make sure I give you. I love you too, Adriana. Love you, Shaman. I love you, Bliss for Oracle. Aw. Do you help people with anxiety, chronic? Of course. Anxiety it's my specialty. From the Netherlands, love you too. How can I use energy to heal myself from COVID? There's a lot of things you can do to heal yourself from COVID. But if you're going to use energy, you can actually go to shamandurek.com. I have a meditation called the Immunity Meditation. And I think it's like maybe $5 or $7 or $8, $10. I can't remember. But basically, if you listen to it, what it's going to do is it's going to boost the part of your energy that increases your system so that you can be able to move through it. I gave it to a lot of friends of mine who were in the hospital with COVID and they got out very quickly. So that's a great way to do it. To explain it to you in detail on the things you can do. I mean, yeah, we can do some stuff actually. Let's see, Yo-Yo the Goddess. Yo-Yo the Goddess, I'm going to go ahead and send you some energy. Give me a second. And just tell me when you start to feel the warmth in your body and the sensation in your body. And tell me when your breath starts to increase. And when you feel it, just nod your head and then type into the thing and let me know. I'm going to go ahead and start sending that. Hulan Ibula manana. If you're burping, that means that you're releasing green gas out of your stomach, which is used to control you. It's a thing that the Matrix uses to stop people who have strong powers. Ele mali nu mini ani uike alu manaile le ku ulimine. Akuye mani na halele ni halala oh ne pe apa unte shiuku puni ni kanina ni jete pele sidi duduma. Ku ele mi si adu bide etanuku manatata li la. Pa uri mi jaja suru ere iminini ki ururini. My head feels heavy. If your head feels heavy, it means you overthink things and that you're taking on other people's stress and burdens right now. If your head is feeling heavy, also means that you're analyzing too much. I feel warm now. Good. Warmth means you're taking in what we call radiating energy from the universal field of intelligence. I feel energy in my stomach and I can't help but want to, hold on, let me read that. I can't help but to laugh and feel energy surging. That's fantastic. That means you're opening up energy surges in your solar plexus, which they call your Manipura, which basically accesses your energy dimensions, allowing you to feel joy. Kaninagula manisile, tightness in your diaphragm, means that you have gone through a form of abuse and you've been going into fear around it and you have been holding and suppressing your energy. Talamunukunini, fast blinking means that you are shifting the axis of your prefrontal lobe and your limbic stem, which means you're releasing energy frequencies that you've been holding on to. Hurts a little in your temples. If it hurts a little in your temples, it means you have high level stress and anxiety and control issues that need to be resolved. What about neck pain? Neck pain represents you taking on, again, other people's energies and feeling burden and expectation. Sinus is clearing, good. Stomach is gurgling. That means energy is moving in your stomach, which represents your core. We call it in shamanism your bowl, right? So everything from here all the way down is called your bowl. And this is where a lot of powerful energies are used in shamanism. What do you recommend for, couldn't read that. What is that? That would be something you would have to talk to me about in session. That's not something I can just go over. It's like a lot of things. Yawning a lot means you're releasing frequencies that have caused resistances in your life that are now releasing. Heavy-hearted means that your heart has been, muffled because of things that you experienced and saw that you thought was a contradiction or fear-based, and therefore has created the heaviness in the heart, where the emotional body has not had a freedom to be able to move. Grateful for you, shaman. I've been feeling cold puffs of air around me are these messages. If the energy is cold air, it could mean that you're connecting with the ice spirit. If you feel those energies, say ice spirit, I sense you. Or it could be the wind spirit. So you want to ask both and then tell them to increase. And which one increases, you'll know what it is once you ask them. So you can say ice spirit increase. And if you get like a chill run through your body, then it's the ice spirit. If you say wind spirit and you get like a breeze coming on you, then it's the wind spirit. Muscle pain all over. That can mean a lot of different things. That would be something I'd have to really look into. That could be something that's either inflammation based. That could be something that's happening from high levels of resistance and stress that you're taking on. Or it can also be what we call environment aggressors. It means your environment is too aggressive energetically and you feel like your body's being compressed. So it can mean a multiple of different things. My hands do the same thing during meditation. What does it mean? It means that you are accessing communication codes, which are used to access energy frequencies and elementals. That's fantastic. Shaman, I usually feel cold at time, then warm at time. It depends at what time you feel that. And if you're feeling hot and cold, it could mean different things. It could be that your thermogenic systems are imbalanced or your hormones are imbalanced. Or it could also mean that you're picking up on different frequencies, but you're still holding on to fear. Heart in the center, heat in the center of forehead. That's great. That means you're opening up the second level of your third eye, which is really important because you want to get to the fourth and fifth level. Of course, I love you all. Sweating is great. It means your body's detoxing. Thermogenic system is heating up. How can I turn up the dial? You just simply say, ancestors, spirits, elders, turn up the dial. Static pain going down my leg and ear ringing before bed. Okay, so pain going down your leg could mean several things. It could mean one, that you are anemic, or it could also mean that you don't have enough, that your potassium could be too low, or it could mean that you have what is called restless energy in your body. And then the ringing in the ear is spirits trying to get to you. Sometimes people think they have tinnitus, but they're like, oh my God, I have ringing in my ear. But it's not. It's literally spirits trying to break through the barrier of sound to get into you to listen. I do not know the third eye is opening up. Constant ear ringing. Yeah. So if you're having that ear ringing, it's because spirit is trying to connect with you and you're still afraid to let them in. Fatigue can mean a lot of things. It can be overload. You're taking on too many people's energies. Your body is going through a reboot, or it could also mean, but actually let me ask, spirits, what is Micah's reason for fatigue? Okay, so they said, yeah, you put too much pressure on yourself. You're getting too anxious and it's going into your system. You need to be in water, they said, to be able to clear your energy. Water is a preserver for you, energetically, Spirit said, and it allows you to access different parts of the membranes in your body so that they can release any syntax energy that they're picking up through the synthesis, which means frequencies that you're picking up from other people. Jaw pain and anxiety, grinding of the teeth, high levels of anxiety, anger and frustration, disappointment. This is what where that comes from. Solar plexus doesn't have a block. Nothing is a block in the spirit world. Everything is either slow moving energy or stagnant moving energy. But when you say block, your ego will turn it into a block just because you said so. So when you were saying, what would you say? What did you say here? A lot of people think they're not scared to let them through, but you'd be surprised how to make blood flow properly. again, that depends upon how much electricity and magnetic energy runs through your body. So your lymphatic system and your cardiovascular system have to be nicely tuned. Blood flow is basically life force energy. And so if you have a lot of electricity buildup in your body, or magnetic energy, which being spend more time in nature, be around animals, get more exercise, build up your cardiovascular system, open up those capillaries so that your body can flow. Wow, thanks for letting us know. Ears ringing over here. Should we be fearful of hearing spirits? Absolutely not. I didn't think I was scared. Okay, yeah, I've never ending humming in the ear. That's just because they're trying to get in touch with you. I see angel numbers every day. Hope you're downloading them. How to let them in. The way you let them in is you first have to access the place of safety within yourself. So if there's an exercise I put on my page here on what am I on right now? Okay, TikTok. So what you want to do is a great exercise. Rub your hands like this. And then take your hand above the heart and then to the stomach like this. Hold your hands out like this. And you're going to say, Spirit, create a connection to me in my grounded place of love. So you always want to say, Spirit, create a connection to me in my grounded place of love. And the reason why is because when people are afraid, they're not in a grounded place of love. They're in a fearful place. And that fearful place brings them, connecting them to the underworld energies. It's the spirits that are trapped on the earth. You start to call them in. And so what you always want to do is be in a grounded place of love, because that's when you can receive. And that's when you're open to receptive energies. Most people are not in a grounded place of love when they're trying to analyze, because they're scared. That's why they're analyzing. If they're not in a grounded place of love, it's because they're looking outside of themselves because they're still scared. So when you're in a grounded place of love, you're in a receptive place. Valeria Light, the way you know is you start practicing what we call in shamanism easy communication with spirits. So you start with a simple way to get spirits to speak to you. You say, spirits of the light, tell me something beautiful about myself. So Valeria, what I want you to do is say, spirits of the light, tell me something beautiful about myself, and then tell me what you hear pop up in your head. How can I hear spirits that are trying to teach me through ringing of the ear? Same thing for you too. How to act, can you describe a reboot? I feel like I went through that. A reboot is when your system is changing frequency codes in your body that communicate differently to your neurological system, so that your neurological system fires off different synapses and creates different, what we call synapses pathways that allow you to think differently, perceive differently, and experience something differently. And so the reboot moves through your system. Now, there's some soft reboots, and then there's intense reboots where people can't even get out of bed and they feel like they're sick because the body has so much toxins to get rid of before it reboots. How do I lose weight? Let me know what you end up hearing. You heard something. Wait, where are you? I didn't hear anything yet. How do I lose weight on my thighs? It never goes. I'm not fat. It's stubborn. Well, first thing, astrology, you have to understand that weight is accumulation of several different things. It could be your environment. It could be the food you're eating. It could be your emotional content that you're holding on to. It could be the worry and fear you're holding on to, or it could be frustration or anger that you're holding on to, or it could be too much inflammation in the body that's causing your body to feel like it's being attacked. So therefore it holds on to what we call pocketed fat. Now, for that, you have to find out which one that is. Let's see. What is the reason why it's causing the weight in the thighs, weight on my thighs? Why is it doing that? They said that you're holding on to frustration about what people not following through and doing what they say they're going to do. Digestive issues means you're not able to digest life. So if you're having digestive issues, it means that you're not able to digest information and intelligence, which shows up in the digestive system. Okay, let me just go back to if you did the exercise that I asked you to do, which is spirits of the light, tell me something beautiful about myself and tell me what you got. I'm waiting for that. Migraines can be a several thing. Migraines can be that you're not drinking enough liquids and water. It could be that you are what we call a high level empath, and you're taking on what we call overloaded synthesis. It means you're picking up on everyone's energy, and you're not clearing it every day. It could be also that you have too much salts in your body. So you have to balance out your minerals and your salts, and it could be also too that there's an imbalance in your hormonal system. Migraines can also be caused by what we call upper lateral, right side lateral tension, which would come from the back of the neck and the C2 vertebrae area and the sternocleidomastoids and all the way up into the occipital ridge. It could also be a result of you holding on to anger and unexpressed emotion. It could be emotion of sadness or emotion of anger. And it also can be what we call cranial pressure, which comes in again from stress and so forth. So it depends on what's causing those migraines. Let's see Earth Self, what's causing it. Council members, what's causing the migraines for Earth Self? They said you have unresolved anger and you're not letting it out because you feel like it's not spiritual to release all of that anger and it's time to let it go. Oh, I reincarnate into the same family. It just means that you're very powerful and you have things to do together. But it could mean different things. I can find out if I have a shaman in my bloodline. That would be something you would have to do through your ancestry, I would suppose. Laughing out loud, I don't know. Blah, blah, shaman, I have lost some weight, but I'm not sick. I'm not quite sure what you're saying. After we are saying, okay, let me hear what you're saying now, Valerie Light. After we are saying spirit of the light, tell about beautiful myself, how to receive the message. Valerie, are you allowed? Let me see where you are at, because I want to see if I can go live with you yet. Oh, not yet, because I really want to go live with you. So after we're saying spirit of the light, tell me something beautiful about myself, how I receive the message, just what pops up in your head. So do it again. Say spirits of the light, tell me something beautiful about myself. And you're going to hear a thing come through and speak. But then what people usually do is they analyze it and go, oh, maybe I just said that. I made that up. No, just say to me, I heard blah, blah, blah. Hair loss after COVID is your systems still dealing with the intensity in your nervous system. So you have to get your nervous system in balance. And there's certain types of roots and herbs that you can do for that stimulate that. It's really good. One of them is black cohosh or camu camu, which is really good. I have heard you are beautiful in every way. Aw, thank you. Love you. La la la. Oh, you heard your smile. Great. Now say, tell me something else beautiful about myself. And then do it again. You got to do it 3 times. Oops. Pelvic pain, it depends on the pelvic pain. It could be a multiple of things. I would have to find out more information about that for you. What helps with weak nails and nails breaking? Well, weak nails and nails breaking have a lot to do with mineral deficiency in the body and also an imbalance in how you are accumulating certain types of fats and stuff in your system. So just look at things that you can do, such as eating different types of mineral type foods that can help with rebuilding and making your nails stronger. So yeah. Okay, so moving from that point, I heard you got that the stars are aligned. They are aligned. Good. I heard heart and mind. Beautiful. And also, ask on the third time. When you ask on the third time, tell me something beautiful about that. Then you're going to say, so Spirit, I can hear you because you're talking to me right now. Is that true? And then watch what they say. All right. I'm going to go into doing some chanting to open up new energies for the new years. So, and then I'm going to go and do some meditation because I have to do that today. I love you all so much. Yes. So let's just go into that space. So ancient elders, ancient spirits, divine beings, elders of the old tribes of the earth when the earth was Pangea, from the direction of east, south, north, and west, I call to you and I ask you to pour your powers, your energy, your wisdom, your grace, your love, your magic, your everything into the lives of every person who is here in this live right now. Pour your energy into them so that they may see how powerful they are with those powers of the ancients. And I speak to you and ask you to open up the energies of anything that's getting in their way that they have carried through this year, and anything that's been getting in the way of more prosperity, anything that's been getting in the way, any place that's been slow moving energies and opportunities and good health and love and joy and bliss and pleasure and ecstasy. Thank you, spirits. Alialalu sunu mangare tila sarawutum na janamangara tilati ileti siniminini ku urutu atanna tataka. Bajwajwaja sanamanina ke eleli banunu. Ninagana sa ilebe ilabunu ukui. Bi ilakanene esalabanana biawada akani sanamani inamasano ku ulibi idanaje semina. Breathe. Good. Now open the axis on the top of your head and align it to Jupiter, pulling in that Jupiter energy. Release the excess poisons out of your mouth and throat and out of your breath. Bala bala suru suru menginini sati sati balo utu uluimini alatiti isi disi nusu mana sana sana manama ite adurumu. Teşekkürüm. Merhaba, nasılsın canım? Kalesiyere bir amurum bana motu ala mani power kuma jada tasaraba. Majura barwa ariabanwa ila papwa. Good. Release the excess energies out of your stomach and out of your spine. Release it out of your mouth and throat. Spirit, show me how you clear these energies out of their bodies and open these energies up for them to increase more of their power. Cha liba wuru kaninji dini sida nisi panunu kumani ititi adadae detek nadilak nadu adeneti nawagda minasa jebeti epeti tu sumajana satya. Good. Release more out of their energetic field. Release it out of their mouth and throat, out of their breath, through deep yawn, continuous swallow, or cough it out of their system uncontrollably. Nunumu bani na dinena arabana da jabade de bununu mundu bojubu nini kedesira ashana mana madajane de bajimanu sumana be patike de bakati anabakati abakati. Pull it out of their system even more through deep yawn, deep cough, or swallow their throat repetitiously if there's fear of the unknown or control issues. Katala badine le la le ala manukunu munumunu uruba bere kere sire titira masere ketira marakatara makmara makatara e patekera e pakaterere sina majara matano bono murku papa liliki ni siriri. Nasaraba mara para papa, kile meneke, ina man sunu mono mi kara mara kara mono si kere pere kara mono asarama bara mara baka. Good. Release more out of their system, accelerate it and turn it up even higher. Spirits, access the energy frequencies of the gurun and the charate inside of their body. Release anything that's getting in the way of them being able to manifest more in their lives by opening up their manifestation field with magnetic energy. Aglakta bu alakakta banindu uru butichi tinana paware. Hila sila bedimani bulu mini mani mina malia hiro polumuno kodaja pada kurumara balikan tatana jana banda na banda na jana banda kan jide ben mere bundu ku mun wada kan barakan ditela munu berkatan nangana mangat hara petuna jamata kata hara kata maju kon mare her petana guna chatara hara pachana ketere kere. Good. Increase the energy and release anything that they're holding on to from other people's energies. Release it out of their breath. Release it out of their yawns. Release it out of their coughs. Release it out of their continuous swallows and clearing of their throats. Kachana manutu unututu. Balatiti itirititi. Sunututui inanatititi. Manamatiti atatututu. Marakwata itatatata. Minamajana inamajana. Bakotukalata ila bakwata. Dine chipam. Natapatu. Netikata. Dechiyete, nechikata, kunutie, batu utu, ime manechi, sutukuba, rilasana matutu, isalamata tutu, silepekala malatutu, elemakala matutu, tetekala malatutu, kelesela malmatutu, chalamala malatutu, kalamasala malatutu, chetiala salamatutu, elemesikele malamatutu, salabite uno, epale, salamolekege, mosunumachura potanika tatita. Thank you for that. I love that. Thank you for that. That was beautiful. For the finger heart. Talamatula motun machet patet. Mana machutu mana machet pachet. Matu alkunt mana machet. Good. And release it out of your mouth and throat even stronger, turning up the frequency. Eleki abunu malamatilaye. Good. Palladians come in. Tata la patu lumunu tuposi kesijaka. Isi la patuno marema na jija. Sora patatikatati. Era katata malabatala. Mo kuri me menelimina mala. Ti kati. Bono chata. La lapa. Monochu lapatuna. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Wow. Love you. Thank you for that. I love that. Oh my goodness. Dagwali. Bepolu guadwale. That's it. Release more. Thank you for the